You've felt this before, haven't you? Like, you knew something was off. The way they pulled away. The way your mind just wouldn't stop. 2 a.m., staring at the ceiling, replaying everything. What did I say? Did I mess this up? Maybe I should have handled it differently. You keep going over it again and again, trying to fix something you can't even fully explain. And yet, you still want them back. That's the part that messes with you, right? It doesn't make sense. Like, how can someone hurt you and still be the person you feel pulled toward? But here's the thing. What if this has nothing to do with love? What's actually happening goes deeper than that. It's your brain running a pattern, something it learned a long time ago, and now it's just playing it out again. Almost like it's wired you to crave the same person who's hurting you. And by the end of this, you're gonna see it clearly. Why it happens, why walking away feels almost impossible, why something inside you keeps pulling you back into the same cycle. Because once you really see what's going on inside your own mind, you don't just feel different. You break the loop.
You knew it was wrong, didn't you? I mean, somewhere deep down, you felt it. You felt it. Maybe it was the way they looked at you when you disagreed. Like something just shifted in their eyes. Or that weird empty feeling after they left the room. Like the air just dropped. Or maybe it was catching yourself saying sorry all the time for things that honestly weren't even your fault. You knew. And yet, here you are, still thinking about them, still checking your phone even when you know there's nothing there. Still replaying that last conversation over and over at like 2 a.m., trying to figure out where you went wrong. But here's the weird part. Nobody really talks about this. It's not weakness. It's not stupidity. And it's not even love. Not really. It's your brain. Yeah, your brain running something. A pattern. A program it picked up a long time ago. And here's the thing. Until you actually understand how that program works, you're gonna go back.
Think about the first time you met them. It felt electric, right? Like, finally, someone who actually got you. Someone who paid attention, who looked at you like you were the only person in the room. And that feeling, your brain just locked onto it, filed it away like, yeah, this is what love feels like. And then dopamine hits. That rush, that high, the same thing that fires when you win something, or eat something incredible, or get surprised in the best possible way. It's like your brain finally found what it was looking for. And without you even realizing it, it starts connecting things. This person equals that feeling. So chase it. Hold on to it. Don't let it slip. But here's where it gets dangerous. Something changes. They pull back. They go cold. Maybe they say something that just hits you in a way you didn't expect. And just like that dopamine, it crashes. Hard. So what does your brain do? I mean, what does any brain do when it suddenly loses something it thinks it needs? It chases. It has to. And now you're not just feeling something anymore, you're trying to get it back.
There's actually a term for this. Psychologists call it intermittent reinforcement. And I mean, without exaggeration, It's one of the most powerful behavioral forces ever studied. You know why slot machines are so addictive? It's not because you win all the time. It's because you don't. You win sometimes, randomly, unpredictably, just enough to make you think, okay, maybe the next one, and you keep pulling the lever. That's exactly what a toxic relationship does to your nervous system. Warmth, then coldness, closeness, then distance, affection, and then, out of nowhere, cruelty. And every time they came back, every time they were warm again, the relief you felt, it was huge. Like your whole body just exhaled. Oxytocin flooding in, stress dropping, everything calming down for a second. You don't even notice it happening, but over time, something shifts inside you. Your nervous system starts linking that relief, that deep exhale, to them. Not the pain, not the hurt, the relief after the hurt. Not the abandonment, but the moment they come back. And this is where it gets really tricky. Your brain starts believing this person is the cure, even though they were the cause the whole time.
Now, this part might hit a little harder, because for a lot of people, this didn't start with them. It started way earlier, like way earlier. Maybe growing up, love wasn't consistent. Some days it was warm, other days it just disappeared. Affection felt like something you had to earn, and safety, yeah, that never really felt guaranteed. So your nervous system, which honestly is just trying to protect you, it adapted. It learned to read every little shift, every tone change, every look, every silence. It learned to scan the room constantly, to stay ready. And after a while, uncertainty just started to feel normal. That anxiety, that edge, that hyper-awareness, that became what love felt like to you. So then, years later, you meet someone who recreates that exact same feeling. It doesn't feel dangerous. It feels familiar. It feels like home. But here's the part nobody really tells you. Home isn't always safe. Familiar doesn't mean good. And just because something feels right, doesn't mean it actually is. So let's talk about the loop, because this is what really happens when you try to leave. You tell yourself you're done, and you mean it. You really do. You block their number, you cry, you finally start to feel like you can breathe again. And for a moment, it almost feels quiet. But then, a week later, maybe two, something creeps in. Not exactly grief. It's different. It's more like this numb, restless feeling, like something's missing, but you can't quite name it. And this is where it gets tricky. Your body starts craving that feeling it got used to, that high, that relief, that cycle. And then your mind starts rewriting everything. Maybe I was too sensitive. Maybe they've changed. Maybe if I just explained it better this time. You start building a whole new story, one where going back makes sense. So here's the truth. That's not your heart talking. That's your nervous system in withdrawal. And it will say anything, I mean anything, to get that fix back. So what do you actually do? You call it what it really is. Not, I miss them. Not, I still love them. You say, my nervous system was conditioned. This is withdrawal, not love. And I know that sounds small, but it's not. That one shift, it changes everything. Because you can't fight something if you're calling it the wrong name. No contact, it's not just emotional distance. It's neurological detox.
Every text you send, every time you check their profile, every old message you replay in your head, you're redosing. You're starting the whole cycle over again. You're resetting the clock. Distance is the medicine. Your nervous system has to relearn what calm feels like. Real calm. Not chaos, not intensity, not guessing games. Calm that's steady, predictable, kind. And yeah, at first, it's going to feel underwhelming. Maybe even suspicious. Like, wait, why aren't they pulling away? Why don't I feel that rush? Why am I not chasing anything? And here's the thing. That feeling, that's not a red flag. That's healing. Now, here's the hard truth.
Some people in your life, they know you do this. Maybe they can't explain it. Maybe they don't have the words for it, but they've seen the pattern. If they push, you fold. If they disappear, you chase. If they give you just enough, you stay. And yeah, they count on that. The version of you that actually understands this, that version scares them. Because someone who sees their own patterns clearly can't be controlled by them anymore. I want you to really hear this. You're not broken. You're not just someone who makes bad choices. You're not addicted to pain. You're someone whose brain learned a long time ago that love and instability came together. And back then, that lesson helped you survive. But you're not that person anymore. You're allowed to update the program. You're allowed to want something that doesn't cost you your peace. You're allowed to walk into a room and actually feel safe. Not tolerated. Chosen. Chosen every day. Without conditions. That's not too much. That's the baseline. And the moment you stop just understanding that and actually start feeling it, that's when everything shifts. That's when the loop finally breaks. If this hit home, share it with someone who needs to hear it. You already thought of someone, didn't you? Yeah, you know exactly who. Send it to them. And drop a comment below. Just one word. Whatever word this left you with. Don't overthink it, just that first honest word. I read all of them. Every single one. And if you want more of this, not surface level stuff, not recycled advice, but something that actually goes deep, that actually respects your intelligence. Subscribing takes, 2 seconds? But it really does mean a lot. All right. I'll see you in the next one.